Cole Blecka out of Fruita, Colorado. And the number 99, Gavin Moon, comes from Bray, Colorado. Mikey Waynes, what's happening?
Oh, G Moon. I love the name. Hey, how about it? Welcome to RacerTV.com. Good morning to everybody watching out there. You're seeing the Stasic hole shot right here at Loretta Lynn's, the ranch, here for the Monster Energy Amateur National Championship or Motocross Championship. And, boy, off and rolling. Got a good battle up front. See if we can get our eyes on it here in just a moment and see who is out in front. You see the lines developing already this morning. This is, race number 4.
Race number 4.
85cc.
Mikey, we're talking about Vincent Way, Carson Wood, Jonathan Getz, Landon Gibson, Madden Jones, Gage. I mean, this thing is loaded. This thing is absolutely stacked. One of the couple races these guys are going to square off in this 85cc 10-12. All right, working our way out of Storyland into the waterworks. Here come our leaders now.
I saw that. I think that's the number 6, Elena Gibson, there in the 2 spot. Took my eyes off her for a split second. Didn't quite see who was out in front. But, boy, good battle. We're going to get our
that's
front
the number
row seat
58 machine out front leading the way. And that is Darren Pine, man. We're going to see that guy up front all week. He's got great speed, great racecraft. Coming out of Montgomery, Texas, the number 58, Darren Pine, our leader here on lap number 1 as he works his way down into the beach. Around the Polysport corner, here we go. Down into the Bermuda Triangle. Look at this. Darren Pine goes right through the middle of the Bermuda Triangle, carries great speed, doubles out. Here we go, 1 lap in the books, 85, 10-12. So it's Landon Gibson with your hole shot on the number 6 machine in the number 2 position, but Darren Pine able to make a quick path, puts the number 58 into the number 1 ride. Landon Walters in the number 3 position. Seth Dennis puts himself in the number 4 spot. Carson Wood in the 5 spot. Vincent Way in 6. Grayson Townsend rides in 7th. Graham Bowers in 8th. Wyatt Thurman in 9th. Cole Blecka in 10th. Look at this. Wyatt Duff in the number 11 spot. Colby Lesser 12th. Bentley Walker followed by Jonathan Getz in 14th. Zane Martin, your top 15. Cade Dudney sits in 16th. This is a who's who, Rodney. 1 through 20 right here, this 85, 10-12.
Well, we've watched these youngsters grow from probably most of them, the shaft drive classes into this 85, 10 to 12-year-old class. And already these riders seem like seasoned veterans here at the Dude Ranch. And what a battle we've got shaping up out front as Darren Pine has grabbed the lead. And Landon Gibson has grabbed some throttle as he is rolling up on the rear fender of the number 58 machine. Gibson coming in here obviously is one of the top competitors as we check him going into the Storyland now. Landon Walters back in the number 3 spot aboard the 35, as you said. But it's, look at that battle going on with Walters and Seth Dennis. Now Carson Wood also in a heated battle for the 3rd place position. So those top 5 spots right now, Mikey Wayne, are very hot seats, and I'm sure they're not the only hot seats in the house.
Yeah, they want them. They're chomping at the bit. Landon Gibson really working the track right now, Rodney. Looks like he was enjoying.
Outside.
Oh, look at that for the pass. Can he make it stick? Yes.
Beautifully executed right there, Mikey. He had some great momentum coming in out on the outside. He knew exactly where he was going and what he was going to do. He took the line away from Pine. Pine still in the number 2 spot now as we see. Now, I believe this is a 3rd place. I believe this may be either Wood or Dennis back in that number 3 spot as they get a little closer to the house. That is the 93 of Seth Dennis into the number 3 spot now with the 35 machine of Walters dropping back to 4th. Now the 5th place position, at least for a moment, as they head in that Bermuda Triangle. They swap it out quite a bit, but your new leader at the end of 2, Landon Gibson.
That might actually be... Man, I thought for sure that was Carson Wood there. Yeah, CW.
Okay, maybe it was Carson Wood.
Yeah.
Sorry about that. So
no, that's all right.
Carson
I was
Wood,
on the
Seth Dennis.
KTMs.
Yeah,
that's
Seth
okay.
Dennis back in the number 4 spot. I knew they both were moving up. Walters does drop back to the number 5 spot now. So a big, they were jockeying coming around that sweep return all the way around the racetrack, actually.
Yeah, here comes Wood. He's all over Pine right now and kind of almost mimicking what Gibson did, working those outside lines. And
yeah, they head into the 10 Commandments right now. Gibson's got a little bit of comfort zone, but it's not a lot of comfort zone, especially the way that Carson Wood is charging right now on that 26 machine.
Side by side, there he goes, makes it stick now. Was flirting with it. Now he drops down into the inside, testing that line out, getting deep. Look at these lines developing, folks. I mean, hey.
That was to the airbox, Mikey.
Bingo.
I mean, that rut was to the airbox.
Folks at home are like, man, did they start at 6 a.m.? Look how great these lines look. No. Hey, this is just now, race number 4? I mean, or 5, yeah. No, it's 4. 4. 85, yeah. 65cc coming up next, 7 and 9.
And heading out on the big monster Sandy sweeper we had now. Here comes Carson Wood. Will he seal the deal up like Landon Gibson did on the – no, Gibson protecting that line and keeping the great momentum going there. He's got to stay on that inside because he knows where the 26 of Carson Wood is wanting to go. But the one thing is right now Carson Wood is ready to pull the trigger from any angle, so he could take any shot at this point. And look at this coming into the big Sandy sweeper around the Polysport Beach. We're heading to the Bermuda Triangle.
Wood just stuck that front end in there, grabbed the handful, shot the bike to the inside. He's putting that bike wherever he wants it. Rodney, great observation, said going anywhere he wants, inside, outside, closing the gap, waiting for the perfect spot to pull the trigger.
Well, he's searching out this racetrack, obviously looking for lines. The gap right now, 1.1 seconds. Lap time, 205.043 for Carson Wood that last time around. Gibson turned at 206.1, nearly an entire second faster. And if he's able to pull that off, it's going to be really interesting here at the end of this next lap. If timing and scoring is an indication, when they get around here close to the finish, might be when we see the pass taking place. But as we watch this one unfold right now, it might happen even a little quicker. Look at the battle going on back behind him right now as the 93 of Dennis and Pine still battling for that 3rd and 4th place position, and Vincent Way now up from a 7th spot, guys, into a 5th place position. So he moves up pretty quick there, turning 206 as well. He's only 2 seconds now out of the battle for the top 3 spot.
Yeah, I've had my eye on Vincent the last couple laps. The number 27 machine, like Rodney said, turned a 206 last time around, has put himself in good position right now and only a couple seconds out from the rider ahead of him.
I believe just a moment ago, I think Seth Dennis, the number 93 KTM, actually got around that number 58 Gas and Darren Pine.
And I'm thinking that Carson Wood, man, he's pulling triggers, but, man, I tell you, the moving target is hard to hit right now. What's happening is they're nearly side-by-side drag racing now, and we've got the pass. Carson Wood, a little whiptail there into the big Monster Energy Sandy sweeper, and at least for the moment we got a new leader, but Landon Gibson is trying to fire back.
I tell you, Landon Gibson looked straight over his shoulder. That's unusual for that youngster. He knew something was coming, wasn't sure exactly where Wood was coming from, looks over his shoulder and the pass is made. Now he has to gather it up, tuck in behind, find the spot where he's quicker and re-answer.
Well, Gibson not letting that position go too easily, so this battle I don't think is over yet. What's going to be exciting, though, is to watch the 93 of Seth Dennis now that he's got some free air between himself and second place position.
Gibson not done by any means.
He's not laying down for him. Not a chance.
Look at this.
And here we go. Takes his line. Aggressive, but he makes it work. He makes it work.
Around the billboard now. I tell you, I told you this was far from over, and it's far from over back behind here, dude. They're going at it.
Gibson wants a piece.
Absolutely.
He wants.
All right. Here we go. Gibson trying to fire back once more.
Oh, look at the
elbow to elbow, and that's uncharacteristic. I can't believe Gibson is paying that much attention to Wood. I mean, looking over, trying to make eye contact. He needs to be racing forward right now.
Man, battles all over this racetrack right now. Dennis, as we said, trying to close that gap. But last time around, 6 seconds, so that's going to be a pretty big gap to bridge. So it'll be interesting to see what happens there. But, again, watching Vincent Way, I'm interested to see what he's going to do on this lap as this battle continues the way, John. I mean, they are choosing completely different lines right now, just trying to find an advantage out there.
Rodney, they basically flip-flopped. Last time around, Wood went all the way to the outside. Gibson was to the inside this time. Hey, that's not how it played out. These guys are not going to follow the leader whatsoever. They know they have to ride different lines. If the guy in front of them gets collected, you're going down with him. So a lot of racecraft being shown by these youngsters right now. But I have to tell you, Carson Wood with a big move back on lap number 2 puts himself into the lead, and Gibson yet to be able to answer.
Impressive ride. Reels him in a little bit right there, but boy, once Carson Wood gets out into some of the open sections, he's just finding speed out there. And Gibson's still trying. He's giving it everything he's got. Now you can see it's stretching out just a little bit.
And Mikey, good observation. In those fast sections, Wood's really grabbing a handful, but watch Gibson in those ruts.
Yeah.
Watch Gibson in those deep rutted corners, man. That's where he's finding his time. That's where his advantage is for sure.
Just past the 10-minute point, 10
Look
minutes.
at him rail the Bermuda Triangle right there.
Perfect example.
Put that line to good use.
Halfway point now, 10:20 in the. Gibson pulls
what's
off
up?
the track, and he goes right past the finish line and right into.
He's pounding the handlebar. He's disgusted right now. Oh no! Look at the heartbreak. For Gibson.
You said it. And left just to stand beside the bike.
Oh, heartbreaker that one is for sure.
Whatever
Look
it is,
at
it's
this. Carson Wood, only man in the picture frame right now. Absolutely just opened the door for him. Took the pressure off 100%. Took the pressure off of him 100%. And Carson Wood out front on that 26. Able to relax. Feels no pressure right now. Going to have a huge gap this time around, Mikey. And the battle right now, we're going to be watching. That's going to be Vincent Way versus Seth Dennis.
Yeah, correct. Yeah, Carson Wood going to have a pretty good gap now. Man, I mean, it was an epic battle up until that point.
And we didn't even see it happen. We didn't see the bike smoke. We didn't see a puff. We didn't hear a backfire or anything out of that little two-stroke. And
I think Rodney's on a mission to go find him.
Came to a stop there as he rolled off past the finish line.
Hey, guys.
Go ahead, Rodney.
Hey, I'm down here with Landon Gibson right now. I saw him pulled off over here by the impound area. Obviously, a little bit disgusted with what happened there. Landon had a great ride going on there. We saw you trying to fight back for that pass. What happened? You just pulled off the track.
My bike blew up, man. I was riding okay the first couple laps. I was tight, and I got passed, and I was going to charge back and get the Moto win, man, but my bike just malfunctioned.
Well, I'll tell you what, it's a heartbreaker, no doubt about it. But hey, you still got two more motos. Maybe the championship slipped out of your hands, but you got some points to prove later on in the week, man. Good luck.
Thank you.
Wow, what a heartbreaker right there, guys. Just broke down, blew up, and gave out. And I'll tell you can see it on his face, you can see it in his eyes. If you can't hear it in his voice, he's pretty gutted right now.
Yeah, absolutely, Rodney. Thanks much. And we know how he feels. We can see the disappointment in his face and hear it in his voice. And right now, this time around, Carson Wood on lap number 6. Going to be interesting to see the gap. Seth Dennis has made his way into that number 2 position, of course. So 8.5 is the gap now between Wood and Dennis. Dudney checks in that number 3 position. Darren Pine now in 4th. Vincent Way still in that number 5 spot. Has some ground to make up.
You know what I loved about Gibson, what he said? He said, I was going to come back.
Oh, yeah.
I was
going to win the Moto. Yeah, absolutely.
That's glass half full. I mean, what are you going to do? The bike blows up.
Absolutely.
He was sitting it, laying it all out. So, hey, our hat's off to you, buddy.
Absolutely. Fantastic. Look forward to seeing you in the next Moto. Know you're going to put it all out there for us. So right now, taking a look inside that top 10, it starts with Wyatt Duff, goes Brennan Harrison in 9th, Jace Wolf in 8th, Cole Blecka in that number 7 spot, 6 is Jonathan Getz. Vincent Way again in that number 5 spot, Darren Pine 4th. Dudney now in the 3rd spot. Seth Dennis rides in 2nd. And Carson Wood out to about a 9-second lead in that number 1 position on his 26 KTM.
Looking good. You're watching them live on Racer TV. Got that foot out. Get a little dirt sample.
Love
it. The 2.6 KTM Carson Wood. What a ride. Let's talk about that pass. I mean, when he initially went for it,
Listen,
he said, I'm at Loretta's. I'm not at my local track anymore. This is Loretta's. I'm on Racer TV. I got to do something special.
Used that speed on the outside, came in, took control of the race line once the pass was made, steadily started to pull away. Woulda, coulda, shoulda.
Sure.
We're going to see a rematch in Moto number 2, I will promise you.
No doubt.
And I don't know what happened. Obviously, lap times are starting to wane just a little bit past the halfway point. We're approaching 15 minutes and about 5 minutes left in this race itself. Lap times now 2:09, 2:08. That's your leaders. 2:07 for Caden Dudney back there. He's about 6 seconds behind Seth Dennis. There's 8.5 seconds between 1st and 2nd. Darren Pine drops to a 2:11. Obviously, Dudney getting around. He's 1.6 seconds back, but Vincent Way, who had those fast laps in the early part of the Moto, he too has fallen victim to something out there as he's dropped his lap time down to a 2:14. It could be part of a battle he may be waging now with Darren Pine, because it looks like he may be trying to make that pass. A 2:09 that time around for Darren Pine as he checks in fourth. A 2:10 for Vincent Way. He's 2.6 seconds back, so that's one of the more highly contested battles in our top 5 right now. And again, remember, Vincent Way came from back in the pack, so he pushed hard early, so this last 5 minutes is going to be pretty critical. His training is really going to have to come into play here.
Well, his trainer, a guy named Nick Way, one of the toughest guys ever to throw a leg over a motorcycle. He was known for his late moto performances. He was known for being fit, being a tough guy, no question. We see much of the same stuff out of Vincent. Like you said, now he's putting himself back in line. Went from that 2:14 back to a 2:10. But we have to look clear back to Wyatt Duff and Brendan Harrison. Harrison turned a 2:08 last time around in that 9 spot. He's as much as 4 seconds, 3.5, 4 seconds quicker than some of the riders ahead of him, but has a little bit of a gap to overcome on some of those spots.
Christopher Harris, another rider we've watched rise through the ranks through these mini cycles over the last few years, back in the number 11 spot. A former Texas cross-country champion was talking with his dad the other day. They said, we're going to be hitting some of the GNCCs later this fall, so we'll probably see a former Texas champion and, of course, a top motocross rider hitting the GNCCs this fall. So looking forward to seeing Chris make his appearance at the Grand National Cross Country. We'll see. I'm going to be keeping an eye on him as well. I know he was a front runner in the 65cc class, and this 85 10 to 12-year-old class, trying to break the top 10 right now.
All right, time's starting to run out, Rodney. 3.5 minutes left in this one. 2-lap card is out. Carson Wood come through. Seth Dennis followed by Cade Dudney. Darren Pine picking up the 2-lap card right now. Lap 8 in the book, so 2-lap card is flying, as we said. Last time around, gap was 8.5. Look at this. Seth Dennis pulls 3 seconds off of that gap with 2 laps to go. He turns a 2:08. He's 3 seconds a lap quicker than your leader, Carson Wood.
Mercy.
And it's an official 3 seconds, 2:11.1 to 2:08.0. There's 3 seconds he ate up.
Yeah, and, you know, he did have about an 8-second gap. That gap now down to about 5.5 seconds. So Wood still has a very manageable gap to work with there, but can't get too comfortable in that pace, because if Dennis finds even a little bit more speed, say 3 more seconds over the next 2 laps, all of a sudden the face of this race is different once we reach the checker flag. Now, are we on 2-lap or are we on white flag?
2-lap card is out. This time around, we'll pick up the white flag. So as the leaders work back around, we're going to have 1 lap to go in this one. Now, Seth Dennis, 5.4. You do the math. 2 laps, 3 seconds a lap. That's 6 seconds.
Yeah.
But where's that going to fall as far as real estate goes on the track? So going to be interesting to see what Seth Dennis has up his sleeve here for this last lap and a half.
Dudney turning a 2:06 last time around. He dropped the gap. See, that might be Carson's saving grace. He might not have to worry about it if Dudney and Dennis get in that battle for the number 2 spot. So this is getting kind of interesting as we head for the checkers now in a little more than 2 minutes at this point.
Yeah, Dudney might be the shocker here in this one. Stunned by Dennis's ride. You know, he brought himself from about that 9th place, somewhere around 7th, 8th place, up into this number 2 ride. But Cade Dudney turning the fast laps here late in this one. White flag going to come out here in just a moment. Looks like our leader's now coming through the Polysport Beach.
Right on time, Megawatt. Right where they need to be. Dudney and Dennis still going at it back there for the number 2 position as your leader does check in. There's Carson Wood coming through now. Lap 9 complete, a 2:10. Didn't really pick up the pace a whole lot.
Seth Dennis turns a 2:07.3 that time. Still the gap, 2.7.
Here's the thing.
Can he make a run at him? And look at Dudney.
Exactly.
2:07.3 matches it.
I was going to say, here's the thing. Carson Wood all of a sudden might find himself not in trouble from Seth Dennis, but in trouble from Seth Dennis and Caden Dudney. This could end up being a 3-way shootout right here to the Bermuda Triangle for this final lap and checker flag.
Hey, that's what I'm counting on. That's what I want to see right now. And as we take a look at our leaders, working their way back through one more time. Rodney, this thing's going to come down to the wire, no question about that.
There's Wood. There is Dennis. There is Dudney. They're all in the same
camera shot.
Yes.
Oh my goodness, in the same section, in the same camera shot, back into Storyland, and we know things change back there. When we come back into the beach, I think this is going to be a different game, Rodney.
Absolutely. Through the red zone, then to Storyland.
Yes, the red zone, my bad.
Yes, a new addition there, I believe last season, if I'm not mistaken, to the course.
Dudney sending it, man, doing everything he can right now. Oh, rider down in the middle of the track, out of the way, though. No issue for the leaders.
Well, you have to wonder, are these riders starting to do math in their head, thinking 3 Moto format, strongest survives at the end of 3? Do I roll the dice in Moto 1, or do I just settle into where I'm at?
All right, there comes Dudney now. He's coming down through those rough whoop sections of the beach. There comes the number 40. Go ahead, take it, Rodney.
As they come into the sandy sweeper here, the Thorn Beach.
We got a race, Rodney.
We do.
Oh, Mikey Waynes, look at this.
There is the 26 Wood. Dennis just behind him. 2 lap riders just ahead of both of them now into the Bermuda Triangle. Dennis gets through. Here comes, Wood gets through. Dennis gets through, tries to slingshot through the outside. Not going to happen. Carson Wood going to hang on for the checkers. A 2:09 that time around. .497 was the gap, a 2:07 lap time for Seth Dennis. But, man, Carson Wood rode it just exactly how he needed to do. .497 or a mile, it doesn't matter. A win is a win.
Listen, Carson Wood, hats off, because Seth Dennis was 5.3 away from you when the 2-lap board came out. He applied the heat. He brought the pressure. Carson Wood able to keep that number 26 machine upright in the number 1 spot. And how about Cade Dudney? Cade Dudney with a late race charge, only 2 seconds back from Dennis. So Wood, Dennis, Dudney, 1, 2, 3. Darren Pine able to hold on inside of that top 5. Cole Blecka going to ride in that number 5 position. And Rodney, we know that's about as far back. That needs to be your bad finish, is that number 5.
Absolutely.
Spot. That needs to be your I don't even want to say.
The ceiling as far
as.
as.
The ceiling, the bubble, you know.
So Jonathan Getz, Brendan Harrison in 6th, Jonathan Getz in 7th, Jace Wolf in 8th. Vince Way dropping to the number 9 spot and encountering some oppositions there on lap number 9, and then rounding out the top 10. Grayson Townsend rounds out the top 10. We see Wyatt Duff, Chris Harris, McCaden Fitch, Zane Martin, and Kevin DePino all rounding out the top 15 now. Again, Wood, Dennis, and Dudney will be going down to see Jason Wygant at the Monster Energy podium.
Man, you mentioned Kevin DePino. There's Madden Jones, Fitch, all that. Man, it's just one. It really is a matter of start and gate position, and the first couple laps trying to get this thing sorted out. So important in these 85s, and the stage is set, Rodney, for the next 2 motos.
Hey, I like it when these kids are ready before I am. That's what I'm talking about. Let's get the winner on up. He's going to go grab his hat and come on up to the podium. This is a stacked class, so it's a big statement to go out there and win and get the gold in Moto number 1. Let's hear it for Carson Wood. You know this class is going to be tough, man. How good does it feel to start the week off like this?
It feels great. Sure, no one really expected this, but yeah.
How'd the moto go for you?
It went pretty good. I got a horrible start. I made it all my way up, and I rode my own race pretty much.
All right, who do you want to thank, Carson?
My mom, my dad, Fox, Lynx, FMF, Future MX, Moto Sandbox, Pro Taper, and God for keeping me safe. Thank you.
All right, there it is, Carson Wood. Gold medal in the first moto of the week on the 85s. Let's bring up Seth Dennis, who took 2nd in that one. Seth Dennis, our 2nd place finisher. And he's going to be a title contender all week long. We're looking for Dennis, and we're looking for Dudney, who is our 3rd place finisher. So Seth Dennis, so we can get Seth Dennis on up. There he is. All right, good run for second place, keeping himself in contention with the silver medal, Seth Dennis. All right, how was that one, Seth?
The moto was pretty good at the end. I had a couple bobbles in the beginning, and I just started picking up bits and pieces from the track, and just started getting faster and faster. And yeah, I just tried to lay down some heaters and caught first place, and it was close, but I'll get him in the next moto.
Yeah, that was a three-rider battle. That was really fun to watch. Who do you want to thank?
I thank my mom, my dad, my sister, Cloud Cheeseman, Tyler Bowers from Sandbox, KTM Orange Brigade, Monster Army, Fox, Scott, Power Band, Twisted, Thrill Seekers, and everybody else. Thank you.
Seth Dennis finishes second in the 85s. And part of that battle late in the game for the win, this pack really tightened up. Let's hear it for third place, Caden Dudney. Well, we didn't see you early, and then we did see you late. What happened there early in the moto?
Well, I bogged off the start, and I had to work my way up there, and it was pretty tough. The track's pretty gnarly out there. Not good ruts, and yeah.
Did you see the leaders toward the end of the moto? Were you getting pumped there, or did you not even realize what was going on?
I didn't even know what place I was in. I was just charging until I got up front, until I see the checker flag, so.
Third place is solid. Who do you want to thank?
My mom, my dad, Monster Energy, Team Green Kawasaki, Fly Racing, Dunlop, Pro Circuit, Renthal, Maxima, and everybody else that supports me. Thank you.
All right, there it is. Bronze medal to Caden Dudney. And we'll hand out a Stasic Hole Shot Award to one of the Gibson brothers. We're looking for Landon Gibson, who has our Stasic Hole Shot. And we'll let him thank some people and take the award. Oh, wow. Okay, this is the first time I've ever seen a Hole Shot Award handed out to someone not in gear. So, Landon, what happened?
Yeah, man, I was so excited to race, and my bike was losing power second lap, and she blew up, but we're ready to fight back these next motos.
All right, you'll show people how fast you can go. Who do you want to thank?
Jesus Christ for keeping me safe, my mom, my dad, Bell Helmets, 100%, Answer, Dunlop Tires, and everyone else. Thank you.
All right, there it is. Stasic Hole Shot to Landon Gibson.